Brothers and sisters, simplify. From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and free.
On this episode of Cigars and Sea Stories, Mike and Bennett are sitting in Bennett's fucking garage. Sorry, studio. I meant to say studio.
No, it's a garage.
He won't let me smoke a stogie in here. He says the old lady's going to be pissed. That's all right. We'll do it later. Oh, I publicized it. Did you see the look?
I mean,
no,
not,
you
not
didn't.
even that. No, I did.
Oh,
But
that's so good.
It's
That was
more of a
sad.
thing. It's like, why
I'm
go
fucking
there?
with you. I'm fucking with you.
Yeah, I know.
No, so I wanted to talk about preferred tobacco whilst on deployment. You know, we've talked a little bit about stateside Copenhagen. Well, yeah, of course. Like, Jesus. Well, like, okay, so...
Why would we limit ourselves?
Yeah, but when I was smoking, I was a camel man. Right?
You would be.
You know? Well, and you know, like, they make those snus things.
Why wouldn't you?
You know? But when it comes to the dip, oh, Copenhagen, all the way.
Yeah, I didn't really discriminate much though. It's like kind of like, especially on deployment, it was like,
Well, I didn't really discriminate.
whatever
much,
was
but...
there, kind of. I mean, bro, let's be honest.
So
like, you
okay.
get to a point where you're dipping Red Rooster, Kodiak, or
Oh God,
some kind of shit. Yeah, man. You know you'd get there
Kodiak Ice,
for sure.
Kodiak Ice. That shit will get you flying no matter
I mean,
what.
I would get to a point where I was like dipping fucking Skull Bandits. You know what I'm
Hell
saying?
yes. Yeah, I know exactly
Which the
what you're
snus
talking
is not that far off
Not
of a
far
Skull
off.
Bandit.
But the Bandit is skinnier and way shittier. So,
But it's, you know what? So what's nice about the snus or the Bandits, it's way less of a mess.
yeah.
Way less.
Well, and typically you can gut like a Bandit or a
but
pouch or
fuck
something
that.
like that.
I'm not gutting anything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No problem at all. Yeah, you're puking a little bit on that
Nah,
one?
maybe. But not.
So, folks who are following us at home, check out Cigars and Sea. That's our social media tag. Well, our social media handle on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're not on LinkedIn. We are on LinkedIn. Bennett Tanton and Michael J. Penny as individuals are on LinkedIn.
We don't have a LinkedIn page.
I don't.
Cigars and Sea.
I mean, we
I
do.
think we do, but it's, you know,
It's not
business
really-
pages on LinkedIn, they're trying to do away with them. So
Right.
it's
Right.
not.
Anyway, I
Yeah.
bring that shit up anyhow so that you can share your favorite tobacco pictures. By all means, pose with a stogie, maybe after work, which is always good. Say you're a Copenhagen fan, which I mean, I'm long cut or fine cut, doesn't matter, just so long as it's stateside.
I guess my preference was cigarettes.
Yeah.
And I liked the menthol.
You're a menthol guy.
I
You
was.
hung out with Doc a lot, didn't ya?
Let me see.
Come on now. All
Well,
the brothers
in
were
the- in
smoking menthol, and
Yeah,
they
but-
all were Corman.
But Doc wasn't a brother.
Right.
So, not in the core. No, man, I still smoke menthols.
Yeah.
I was like the white guy.
What kind
that
of
smoked
menthol?
menthols. Didn't really matter. I did not smoke Newports because
I
no,
pictured
I
you with
did
like
not. I
Newport
didn't.
100s.
No, man, they would kill me.
Right.
Like, if I smoked them for too long, I'd always end up with like some weird disease or something. So camel menthols a little bit maybe.
Yeah. They gave me a
Cools
headache.
from time to time.
Cools.
But really, I guess they were like the
Yeah.
cheapest shit there was, bro.
Yeah,
like
well,
the generic, like basic menthol 100s or something, or
Right.
basic menthols of any, you know. And I
Just
don't
get
care.
that in the bloodstream.
Anything but Virginia Slims.
I brought.
I just did not discriminate. And then for a long time, I rolled my own.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
and it wasn't just like I would do like zigzag roll too,
Yeah.
but I actually had a cigar machine.
Yeah.
So
The top machine. Or
yeah,
whatever
the top.
fuck
So
it
you
is.
load the thing in, put the tube on with the filter and everything, and
Right.
And I would sit there for like an hour a night and I would just watch TV or like watch stupid movies, usually like The Fifth Element or something. And I'm sitting there making freaking menthol cigarettes.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And then I had a little cool case.
Something to do.
Something to do. And it was way cheaper.
Oh,
way cheaper. And yeah, when I met my wife, I was doing that. She bought me still have it, like a real nice cigarette case.
Yeah.
So fucking stupid.
Oh, yeah.
So I basically quit.
Still
right before my 12-year-old was born.
Yeah.
So obviously it was like 12 years ago, 13. And then there was social smoking for a while. But no, like I wouldn't go out and buy and smoke a pack of smokes.
Right.
Social smoking for a while. Now it's just cigars once in a while.
Yeah.
I haven't took a drag off a cigarette.
Right. Long time.
Probably 6-7 years.
You know, you mentioned Virginia Slims earlier. One field op,
Virginia Slimes.
I grabbed 2 packs of Virginia Slims and a pink lighter for anybody who wanted to bum a cigarette. It was fantastic. I brought a carton with me.
Yeah.
But guys who I served with will tell you, I will bum a fucking cigarette. I'll give a guy a cigarette. Don't get me wrong.
I was that motherfucker, though, that would buy extra rolls of, like, cheap-ass dip.
Yeah.
Like, fucked up PX dip. Like,
yep.
I don't even know what, like, Red Rooster or some shit. Whatever the fuck brand that was. I don't even fucking remember, but it wasn't even, like, Kodiak. It was, like...
Shit's heinous.
Anal discharge. It's horrible. Whatever it was, I don't know. But it tasted like... Blah, like horrible.
Yeah.
But motherfuckers would buy that for, like, $10 a tin.
Right.
In the field.
On day 25. Right, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Because Doc ain't going back to the fucking PX, and neither are any of the, you get to that point.
Oh, yeah.
When nobody's making runs.
Oh, yeah. Should have grabbed your pogey.
Just don't fuck around.
Right.
So I was entrepreneurial in that aspect as well.
Jesus Christ. I'll sell that shit to you. It's heinous as fuck, and it's going to be
I got really good at being like, telling mothers, no. Nope. Sorry.
Jeez.
So sorry.
Oh, man.
These cigarettes are mine, and this is what I've got. This dip is mine, and that's all I've got.
Right.
See ya.
It's so funny.
And motherfuckers hated me for that shit. Hated me.
Yeah.
It would like be like waiting for me to like run out of shit on field ops and stuff. But guess what? This motherfucker never did. Never. Not once.
Always have more than enough tobacco to go around.
Because I could say no. I would say no. Plus, that was only in the Army. That was only an Army issue.
Right.
I never had that issue in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Because we didn't smoke in the field.
Right, exactly.
There was no smoking. But I did have a company gunny in the Marine Corps that would straight up on like if it was over a 2-mile run, he'd straight up pull a fucking cigarette out of his Soakies.
Shut the fuck up.
I shit you not.
Hello, Roddy Leo.
2nd Recon Battalion. So, anyone out there that may be a freaking Recon Bubba that back in the 90s that knew Gunny Pina, they'll all freaking back me up. Homeboy, we'd be out on a freaking road march. And nobody tell him to.
Right.
Because... but don't fucking think that just because he does it, it was do as I say, not as I do. Like, I've earned this motherfucking cigarette to do whatever the fuck I want.
Oh, my God.
And I shit you not, I've seen him smoke on every road march that I saw him do. And I've seen him smoke on probably at least a handful of runs. On a run.
Oh, my God.
Formation
dude.
run. So we're just kind of...
loping right along.
We're not freaking killing it. He's like, slow down, I gotta smoke.
What?
Big Mexican dude, man. Hysterical shit. So yeah.
Puffing
so
away.
Hopefully somebody out there's listening that can back me up on that. He would Marlboros, that was the thing.
See,
Marlboro Reds, baby.
Oh Jesus, the cowboy killers.
He didn't fucking fuck around. That was it.
Jesus, man.
5-mile run, smoking and running. Same time.
Right. Recon what?
Like, what? Yeah. That's pretty funny.
God,
that was some funny ass shit. I saw him carrying a fucking log. Like we would do like log runs, and he would take his turn on the log, just like everybody did it. Didn't matter who the fuck it was. He'd take his turn on the log, cigarette hanging out of his mouth and shit. Crazy as fuck. Never seen anything since like it. But I did have another gunny, another company. Why the fuck is it always the gunny? Another company gunny, staff sergeant, or he was the gunny, but he was a staff sergeant. So Staff Sergeant Maples, this motherfucker, I don't think I ever saw him without a cigarette.
Yeah.
Ever. If he was outside, that motherfucker had a cigarette. He smoked like, I don't even know. Had to have been like 3-4 packs a day.
Jesus
had to have been.
Christ.
And I'm not exaggerating. I swear to you, I'm not exaggerating. So anyway.
Well, and it's all a stress reliever, of course. Or it's just something to do. Or it's just, I don't know what.
And he smoked Marlboro Lights. I remember that shit.
Yeah. See, I had a staff sergeant. He would smoke Marlboro Lights and only half a cigarette at a time. But he would nail that cigarette. He would like fire it up.
Oh. He'd smoke like a whole cigarette in like 3 drags.
Oh yeah. Gone. Hop back in. Need to do more shit. Yeah.
Just crazy as fuck.
Just crank that bad boy out.
And then I went through a chew phase.
Oh yeah, like Red
Levi
Man?
Garrett.
Levi Garrett. A man after my own heart.
Levi Garrett.
Oh my god.
And yeah, man, chew the shit out of it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I only got into it because one of the guys at the dive locker, he chewed it, and I was like, well, yeah, you don't give a fuck. You chew and then smoke a cigarette. You chew and smoke a cigarette at the same goddamn time.
Right.
Didn't matter. But everybody did some kind of tobacco product. Very, very little. Very few people did not. I mean, I even did it even got to the point where you're just looking for different shit.
Right.
And I did snuff for a while too.
Yep.
Like real up the nose snuff.
Let's take a little bump of that. Let her drain down the old sinus passages.
Wow.
It's like about 4 cups of coffee and low-grade cocaine. Somewhere in there. No, not really. I mean, it's one of those. It's a relaxing thing.
Pretty hefty duty shit, man.
But it'll
burn like a motherfucker first few times you do it.
But. Well, and it's like, when you get a nicotine buzz, you're like, oh, well, I kind of totally feel like shit.
You get a little high. It's good.
Well, and you had mentioned Levi Garrett. We had a battalion commander who used to smoke or chew Red Man wherever he went. And I'll never forget this. He was my regimental commander as I left the Marine Corps. But he was my battalion commander with 3-7. No shit. He was actually the guy who coined that.
Fellowship, come to the campus.
Really?
What did you do over
Doesn't
here?
matter.
What is this?
We're talking about smoking.
Drop a comment, say hi, hit the like, something where I'm finding.
Jesus.
They're talking
What is wrong with people on Facebook?
Who's with these people? Anyway,
people.
So my battalion commander comes in. We're sitting down. We're doing an operations order, and we're getting ready to go out on like a larger night patrol, night sweep kind of a deal. And he happened to be with us, and so he comes in. We're all sitting around the front of the hooch, and he plops down, cross-legged right next to me, and I must have been, I was a POC, I think. Reaches up in his boot blouse. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Pulls his Red Man out of there. Throws a fat bit of chew in. And he's like, you want some? I'm like, fuck yeah, I do. Hell yeah, I'm chewing my battalion commander. This is pretty badass. You know what I mean? Sitting there doing an op order. He's like, let me get a piece of paper. Have you got a pen? And then he'd do the op order, and we're all spitting and shit. He wasn't afraid to share a spitter. He goes, hey gents, Gatorade bottle I'll do, all right? But one of these jobs over here, with the 1 liter bottles that we had that were baking out in the sun for God knows how long.
Yeah, man.
We're all gonna die. It's fucked. We're all fucked.
Yeah, you're.
Yeah.
BPA,
we would fill
BPAs.
those things up. Like that was the other thing that we did. You'd fill up a spitter. Oh man, Have you
Yeah,
ever,
it's just gross, bro.
have you ever thrown a spitter at somebody?
Just gross, bro.
Oh, yeah. So, all right, just a quick one.
Yeah,
all right, so
just,
there was
I
a
might have
guy.
just thrown up in my mouth.
There was a guy who he was a gunner, and that was his billet, not his rank. So he's spitting in a 1 liter spitter, and I mean, he's like, "Hey, bro, what do you think?" And it's this fucking 1 liter thing filled all the way up to the top with tobacco juice. Oh, just whole.
Well, it was probably about the spurt. It was probably about the spurt leaks because remember those bottles? They were probably I don't know, a few years old,
Degrading in the sun.
Like remember, there'd be like the powder on the outside of the freaking plastic because it was already like
Yes, I do remember
photo
that.
degrading, and the labels all faded and shit.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck, man? Why would they give us that water?
I have no idea.
Every one of us has diseases now because of that shit.
Probably.
Every one of them is getting testicular cancer from the BPAs or whatever the fuck that problem shit is.
Oh yeah. So one day though, he takes that spitter, cranks the cap off the motherfucker, and there was a car that was just slamming gears through Ramadi, and he nailed that fucking car with his spitter. He held it up like a torpedo kind of a thing, just balancing it precariously just so, and hucked it right at that bastard. I wish I could say that it went in through the window or something, but no, just splash dip spit all over his car.
I had a guy that
so gross.
I have a guy that I knew. He was the rear vehicle gunner who would tell me stories, and then he had video as well. If cars would get too close,
Yeah.
he'd hum used batteries at their windshield.
Yeah. Yes.
Bro.
It's something we would do.
Fuck. You imagine
That's like an
decel to the
SOP.
windshield. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Decel to the windshields.
No, 3 volts. The Surefire batteries. That's what we used to whip at them.
I'm just saying, like he would just whatever they had, they would like collect batteries, and that was like,
Oh yeah.
he would like lob one out, and it would just, and it would like put a dent in the freaking car or in their break their windshield or whatever. Hey, don't get too close.
Oh, dude, there were guys who behind the air panel and stuff like that on purpose in order to just kick rocks out and stuff. Behind the air panel, it would be taut on either side with 550 cord and taut on the bottom with like a pull string, like a cut tie loop. And so the whole back air panel is just full of rocks and all loose at the top. So they just fill it all up in there. And so, boom, just pull that 550 cord on the bottom. The sides are held nice and tight, and it just starts, and just rocks are tumbling out the back end. It doesn't matter. You're on hardball in the middle of Ramadi, and so you're like, why the fuck, where are we ever going to find pebbles and stones and stuff? Now, there's shit all over the place. Don't get me wrong. There's rubble and stuff that you can use. Oh, my God. Devastating shit. And I mean, a lot of those guys are on mopeds.
Oh, yeah, or whatever.
Dude.
Like, don't get too close,
Dude.
man.
Oh, my God, man. Okay, true fucking story, right? Because we were on a smoke break, so it actually pertains. Well, we weren't on a smoke break. Somebody got a fucking radio stolen off of their person, so we were all, like, containing the perimeter or whatever. But I even said, I was like, smoke them if you got them. I don't give a fuck, man. Right? And so we're on the perimeter. Everybody's firing up a square. And, oh, man. I'm just sitting there just kind of smoking, and I remember I had my left hand was working the cigarette because my right hand was maintaining positive control of my weapon. I remember that distinctly because I heard wow, wow, and I pulled my gun up, just kind of like held it in the crook of my elbow, right? And right as I heard wow, wow, it was the rear tire on one of those mopeds, and dude, couldn't make it up if I tried. There are 6 people on this fucking moped. Okay, and anybody who's been in Afghanistan knows. I mean, dude, they stack people on. They're riding fucking conga, like reverse cowgirl kind of a deal on these fucking things and stacking people up, kids and babies and shit, and hanging off of this thing like, oh yeah, the family's going to mosque kind of a deal, and so let's all climb on the family moped.
They've got like a 2x4 freaking like.
Oh, dude, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, they come up
No,
with
I
some
got you.
fancy ways to get on these mother truckers. Yeah, well, the whole family went down O'Doyle style. Let me tell you what. Right there in the middle of the square in Sangan, where it goes over top of the massive fucking wadi. It's like right there. It's a three-way intersection. Oh, wow, wow. And all of them just tumble off of this thing and spill through the entire intersection. Everybody was fine. They must have been traveling at maybe like 15, 20 miles an hour. But in the same moped accident, you know, your 2-year-old got a scraped knee and grandma threw out a hip. I mean, that's some serious shit right there, people. I'm throwing that out there. You know what I did? It was like, I just hit I was like, should have hydrated.
Should have hydrated. Hydrate or die, bitches. Fuck. Should have hydrated. You would have bounced better.
It was good. It was good.
You would have freaking skidded along with less friction if you had hydrated. I swear to Christ.
Oh, dude.
Oh, man.
So I used to tell the guys every once. So you can't smoke at night, right? When you're sitting on post.
Of course not.
And so,
because that makes complete sense.
Right, light noise discipline.
No smoking, but you can dip like a motherfucker.
Fuck yeah, you can. You can throw in a hog leg. And so what we would do every once in a while when we were rotating guys out on post, we had it was like a plywood shitter, right?
Right.
So it's just it's a wag bag shitter. So you've got plastic toilet seats on plywood holes, and then you throw one of your cat bags down. Like your wag bag, shit in that, tie it up, Bob's your uncle. And it's got, like 17 fly strips at the top in order to mitigate all of the fucking flies, and you still got 20 that are on the magazine you're trying to read. But it was nice, though, because you could smoke in those things. So you get off patrol, it'd be like 03. Throw a dip in, smoke 3 cigarettes while you're taking a shit or whatever. You're just like, oh my God. This is the best part about this place. Then we get to kill people. It's just so haggard. It was, let's see what's in this LL Bean magazine or something like, fuck, PB Body.
Yeah, I remember sitting up on we did it in a couple different places, but just in a relay site up on top of like a mountain.
Yeah.
At like 03.
Yeah.
There's nobody out anywhere. And this is Connus, so it's
right.
I'm not worried about snipers or anything,
Getting shot in the face.
You're up in some mountains, Sierra Nevadas or up in Alaska or somewhere else in a relay site, just chilling. Quiet as fuck. You're the only one awake for probably 100 miles in any direction. And but that's some cool shit. Because you're sitting there smoking. I remember straight up laying down with the, and we didn't really use we used, it's probably before your time, but we had what were called DCTs. And that was like old school texting. They looked like they were like this big, like the size of probably like a 6 or 7 inch screen.
Yeah, like a tablet.
Yeah. And you could type with them.
Yeah.
Then it would, go out burst transmission. This is in the 90s. So, that was like the first type of thing. And we would relay messages back and forth. So I remember sitting there laying that on my chest. And then just looking up at the stars, which were, so out there in the middle of nowhere that you see the Milky Way kind of thing. It's badass. And just being like, holy fuck, man.
Yep.
Like some peaceful shit where you think about a lot of shit. Like your life is fucked. You know what I mean? Like you come up, you solve a lot of problems in those states.
Right.
So that was pretty cool. So that was a cool thing to smoke. And I just remember laying there with cigarettes.
Yep.
Because
so, yeah,
we didn't have our hooch hide site shit there. We were off to the side of there, but it was pretty cool.
Yep.
Well,
and everybody's got their tobacco story. Cigars and C Stories is not officially affiliated with any real tobacco It just has to do with the wisdom that can come out of sharing stogies between generations.
I'm still looking
of
into
Marines.
getting our own private label cigars. I'm just
I
saying.
mean, we'll see how
It's going to happen.
I mean, that's pretty badass.
At some point, it's going to happen.
Pretty hardcore.
It will happen.
We do have stogies in hand. The majority of the episodes, I probably have some sort of stogie in hand. It's just, we typically don't smoke cigars around all of our recording equipment because, that'd fuck it up. But we do appreciate all of you listening to Cigars and Sea Stories, sharing your tobacco stories with us, whether that be dip, maybe a good cigarette, or a fine cigar from time to time. Go ahead, share them with us on social media at Cigars and Sea. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You'll see a couple of pictures of us chilling. We'll do, what do you think? Let's do this. I tell you what, in the middle of this right here at the end, what you're witnessing is literally me recording this video. How's that sound? Hello, America! Hello, and thank you for listening to Cigars and Sea Stories from Bennett's Garage Studio, which is fantastic. Look at that.
Wow.
We're doing all right.
Garage
We're
studio.
actually recording this.
I will actually have a studio over in that corner here soon.
He's making adjustments.
Yeah, it's going to be an actual recording studio / office.
Well, then typically when they see us, I'm in my recording studio office at home. You're what, either in here or somewhere else?
Yeah, usually.
I mean, it depends. You got to find quiet spots, right? So
here, let me give you the factoid.
Love it.
First commercial cigarettes were made in 1865 by Washington Duke on his 300-acre farm in
North Carolina.
Raleigh, North Carolina.
Gotta love that.
His hand-rolled cigarettes were sold to soldiers at the end of the Civil War. It was not until James Bonsack invented the cigarette-making machine in 1881 that cigarette smoking became widespread.
There you go. So there's your factoid. We do not condone children smoking.
No.
Or like anybody killing themselves or anything, stuff like that. So smoke responsibly.
Do it.
All right. Well, for you fine folks who are listening to Cigars and Sea Stories, at Cigars and Sea, follow us on all the social media. I'm going to be wrapping up this episode, and thank you so much for being a part of the conversation. Folks, it's been fantastic. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to Spartan Media, Heroes Media Group, VeteransList.us. And thank you to Thomas McPherson over at McPherson Marketing Group. He's the proprietor over there. But he and his team have been doing great things, and they're revamping their own process and what they're doing. They're a valued member of our organization as far as the McPherson Marketing Group. They helped out with the cover on 5-paragraph business plan, and they do other things. As far as marketing, automation, and a variety of different stuff, we've got them in the mix. And these are all different collaborators that we work with. So if you're somebody who's out there who's saying, hey, I'd like to sponsor a podcast, how could we be a part of this? By all means, get in touch with us. It's contact at cigarsandseastories.com. Contact at cigarsandseastories.com. Contact us if you would be interested in sponsoring Cigars and Sea Stories, and we'll get back with you. Folks, check out everything that we have to offer. That's 5paragraph.com with 5-paragraph business plan. I've got a few of the speaking gig things on michaeljpenny.com. So there's lots that we offer as far as Cigars and Sea Stories. We're going to keep hammering away at the niche. You guys keep listening. Keep those 5-star reviews coming. And we really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bennett, you got anything for these fine folks? Yeah, go figure. Nothing but crickets in the background.
I got nothing.
When are you going to tell Grandpa Bennett's bedtime stories?
When it becomes a fruition.
Oh, snap.
Comes to fruition. I mean.
He's working on it, folks.
Yeah, I'm just trying to decide what to read.
You should probably read all of those children's, fairy tales, only in their original context, where, they're really gruesome and people
real,
die.
Brothers Grimm shit.
Yeah. Kids getting eaten. That's fucked up.
We'll see.
And on that note, we cue the music.